and welcome to Drill Bits. I'm Drill.
I'm Dave the Rave.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good. You?
Not too bad.
Sweet.
Where are we today?
We're at Just Do Wrestling in the Windle, St Helens.
What are you doing here today then?
Tag match with Bert, DTB, the other half.
Yeah?
My brother from another mother.
So, let's start off with a few easy questions. How did you get into wrestling?
Oh, well, it's a long one. Do you want the full event? No, just short.
Medium.
Medium.
Let's talk a bit louder as well, so I can
Started off just scrolling through YouTube, found a promotion video for the RWA in Runcorn. Thought, right, it's the dream, I always wanted to do it. Phoned them up, went down, the rest is history. Here we are, talking to Drill on the Drill Bits.
So, what made you want to get into wrestling?
Right, when we first got Sky years ago when we was kids, I always watched WWF superstars back in the day when they used to beat up on the jobbers, these big pumped up, juiced up guys. Thought it was immense. I was always into action heroes and all that. So watching the WWF as a kid, it was like, yeah, 11 from being 11. That's what I want to do, that's class. Unfortunately, it was a few years later on when I actually got into wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, are you a WWF guy or a WCW guy?
More of a mid-90s kind of guy.
Yeah.
WWF and WCW both had good points, both had bad points at the time, but I'm definitely around the Attitude Era type wrestling, yeah.
So, what did you like about that era of wrestling, and what's the difference from today?
Well, I did like the golden era, but that was obviously as a kid. You watch Hogan and Warrior and that way on. I sort of like grew up with it.
Yeah.
So growing up into the Attitude Era when you're hitting your mid to late teens, I don't know, I'm getting old. That was great. Hardcore, obviously the women at the time. The matches were different. Some of the storylines was pants, but some of them was great. And obviously Stone Cold was just the best promo slash guy you're ever going to get in professional wrestling, in my opinion.
Cool. So you said you're teaming up with Bert.
That's right.
Who's your best friend?
That's right.
How long have you been friends for?
Me and Bert have been friends now for probably about 4 years, 3.5, 4 years. Yeah.
Did you meet him in wrestling?
I met him at the RWA actually.
Yeah.
He come down. I think I'd been there only a month to myself, and he come down and went over to him and said, "How you doing, pal?" He says, "Oh, yeah." We got on. He's obviously from St Helens. I said, "Well, what are you doing here?" He says, "Well, I was training in Wigan, but they've told me to get extra training on Sundays, on Saturdays, because I wrestle Sundays." So I said to him, "Where do you wrestle on Sundays?" He says, "Nitro in Wigan." So that was it then. We just hit it off from there. We started training at RWA on Saturdays, and we'd go down Nitro on Sundays, but that didn't last long before it sort of like fell by the wayside, and we moved from there to we was going to go down GPW, but your mate Johnny just wanted 25 quid for looking at his ring, so he said fuck that, and we ended up going to train at Future Shock on Sundays.
Cool. So how long did you train at Future Shock for, and did you get on any of their shows?
I never did Future Shock. Unfortunately, I was wrestling roughly about a year before I blew my knee out.
Yeah.
And I had to have a knee reconstruction, which took another 6 months before I come round, so I was out for about a year and a half. Yeah. By the time I come back, the other schools had started up, like the Infinite School, the Just Do shows was going. I'd obviously left RWA at this point, and BWP come knocking, so I didn't feel the need to pursue Future Shock, but yeah, I would probably.
So, so you've been at a lot of training schools then?
Yes, I have.
Where do you feel you've had your best education, or do you feel you've just picked up bits from each school?
Mainly bits from each.
Yeah.
Future Shock as a school is a really good training school. I can't knock the place. The ring was a bit iffy.
I know what you mean.
But the training's top notch. And as I say, I've trained under Zach Gibson there it was, and now at Infinite we're under Danny Hope.
Yeah, there's a few there though, isn't there?
Well, mainly Danny. I've trained under John Kenny, but let's just say we like our wrestling a little bit different, me and John.
So what do you feel you've picked up differently from the schools?
Well, Future Shock was mainly showed me the structure of our matches were, and then obviously speaking to Gibson along the way, and obviously you come up with your move set and different things, and mainly just put together what suited me and what I thought my character wanted to be and where I was going. Sometimes I mix and match it up, or I'll see something I want to try that, but basically my structure and everything come from probably Gibson, and I've had help through Dan Evans as well, because Dan Evans was there at the time. Just little things here and there, you like pick up bits from here, there and everywhere, don't you? So yeah.
So you call yourself Rave the Dave?
Dave the Rave.
Dave the Rave, that's the one. But you also play a few different characters, don't you?
Originally I did Super Dave, yeah, that was given to me actually the first day I ever went training. I had a Superman t-shirt on, and everyone says, doesn't this guy look like Superman? And it was Des at the time, the ref Des was running RWA, and he said, that's who you're going to be Super Dave, and that's where it went from there. And then I can do the character, but I wasn't feeling it because Dave the Rave's more me. Yeah. And I thought, Bert come up with this Disco Bert thing, we both said it makes sense for me to be the Rave, and that's where the Rave come from. But not only that, I was a raver in the 90s, shall we say. So what you see out there with the whistle and glow sticks is not too far from what I was doing anyway.
So obviously wrestling is like your full-time job.
No, it's not.
So what do you do outside of work, out of wrestling? Sorry.
I'm an electrician out of wrestling. I've been in a tradesman for 20 years. So that's me real living. But if I could make money in wrestling, I would. But unfortunately, we both know it's not so easy to do so.
Don't we all? You're only good at being an electrician.
Well, I've got all the qualifications, and my gaffer seems to like me, so I can't complain.
Cool. Alright, okay. So, you're saying you're with DTB, them telling boys. Have you won anything with them, or have you advanced anywhere far in the company, in the business with them? Me
taking a year off has really put me back. So Bert sort of like established himself before I got a chance. I'm building myself slowly because Bert can do more shows than I can do. I've got 2 kids and my job, and I've got to try and split the time evenly. I'd like to do more shows, but some restraints, obviously, I can't. Just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm happy with the few shows that I have got, and you know, if it comes my way, then I'll take it.
How do you find wrestling with your personal life? Do you think it messes with your schedule with your kids and your family and that?
It did at first because I wasn't getting on so well with the ex-wife, but we seem to have a decent understanding now, and I have a really good girlfriend that helps me with the kids at times. Like the kids are at home now as we speak, and they're coming to the show. So I have had to drop a few other things. I used to like going watching the rugby, obviously Saints and that. I was a season ticket holder there for years. I had to let that go. Something's got to give when you've got a family and kids and work and wrestling. You can't fit it all in, so the rugby had to go, but I don't do too bad.
Cool. So you talk about rugby. Let's move on to that then while we're on it.
Alright.
I know you love rugby.
Aye.
St Helens guy.
That's right.
But you also have a... Look at that.
Get on that.
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Get on it.
So but you really have something against football. Why? Why do you hate football so much?
I just think the entertainment side of football is they hype it up so much on Sky Sports, and they put it out there and it's saying United versus Liverpool, and honestly you're watching it as an entertainment spectacle and it is a bag of shit. And these guys are getting paid hundreds of thousands of pounds for kicking the fucking ball over the bar. I'm sorry pal, but if you're getting 100 grand, 30 grand even a match, you want to be kicking in the net every time. So the entertainment spectacle, they're overpaid pussies for me. It's just boring. Football's boring, man.
Well, what makes rugby different?
To be honest, rugby's dipped a little bit in the last few seasons. I think rugby tougher guys, obviously they'll cut their eyes and they'll just keep going. I've seen rugby guys go with broken noses. I've been knocked about myself, so I know how that feels. You see a football guy get knocked or tickled around the ear and he'll fall over in well, he may as well fall over in a bunch of flowers, if you ask me. You know what I mean?
Bloody hell. So, how are Saints doing?
Saints are doing really shit, which is upsetting because they've been good for the last 20 odd years.
Really?
Yeah.
I see it differently.
Well, how do you see it?
I see Wigan done better in the last 20 years.
What's he on
not that I'm a Wigan fan, you know what I mean? I don't even like rugby.
Listen, you're a good few trophies behind us, pal, so we'll not go there.
I'm not even bothering this.
Okay.
I don't know anything about rugby.
Fair whistle.
Alright, cool. So, I forgot where I was going to go with this now. Oh, that was it. Alright, let's get down to the last few questions then. What's your favourite venue you've ever wrestled in?
Where was it? Believe it or not, it was Perryford, one of the BWP shows, one of the smaller venues, but we just had an absolute blast that night. It was just before Christmas, December it was.
Did I wrestle you that time?
That was the match before, I think, it was me and you. Yeah.
So that's favourite venue?
That's me, up to now.
Up to now. Alright, so far, who's been your favourite opponent?
It's got to be Gibson, hasn't it? He's a big name on the British scene into wrestling. Was obviously him being my teacher at the start and showing me all the stuff to wrestling was great for me. It's so easy to work with. Helped me out tenfold, did the guy. So yeah, it's got to be Gibson.
Cool. So have you wrestled a lot of the big names in the British scene?
Not really. I've had big names. Who have I had? Gibson. Like yourself. He's a big name.
I
can't think now because I don't tend to write my matches down, or I just go from match to match. Yeah.
I'm saying I just try to remember them.
I know some guys write it down and they keep memoirs. Me, I'm not so bothered. I just do it for the shits and giggles.
Alright. So, what's your favourite tag match you've been in?
Yeah, the tables one.
The tables one.
Yeah, definitely.
Where was that?
That was here. They just do wrestling show in Wimble. Just this venue at the side. That was an absolute blast. Yeah, the crowd seemed to like that one, so yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
So who do you see in the British wrestling scene that you think is beginning to make a name for themselves and maybe get up there on?
There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys I respect, and you see the work. It's the likes of Danny Orr, Troy Hayes, I've seen Guro, Gibson. Obviously, he seems to be making a name for himself. It's hard, isn't it, to get. I respect a lot of guys, but the only guy that seems to be going anywhere with me is Gibson, and I've obviously heard of RJM's on the rise as well. So yeah, just them two guys really.
Cool. Right. Have you ever? Oh, sorry. What's the greatest match you've ever seen ever? It could be anything.
One that sticks in my mind. Do you know what? I always like the characters and not the workers, so the probably matches I'm going to pick won't be crap anyway.
Everyone has their own taste.
I had everyone hates the Starcade '98 match with Nash and Goldberg, but I like it because basically Kev Nash just pillages Goldberg at the end with a big fat jackknife. So that one.
Who's your favourite wrestler?
It's got to be Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Scott Hall, a close second. I always loved him growing up as a kid until Stone Cold comes to the forefront. So between Scott Hall and Stone Cold, definitely.
Cool. I'll probably guess I know the answer to this question, but who would be your most favourite tag team partner? Oh, sorry, who would be your dream tag team partner?
Scott Hall, isn't it?
Scott Hall.
It's got to be, hasn't it? Well, in his younger days, he's not doing so well now, is he? Although he's better.
He's better now. He's a recovered alcoholic now.
Anybody, the original trio, the NWO, massive NWO mark, should we say? If it wasn't for them, then the 90s wrestling wouldn't have been what it is, and there'd have been no Generation X, who we also love. So,
cool. Who would be your dream match against? It can be anyone dead or alive.
Dream match. Ultimate Warrior.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, just a big character in there.
He's had it.
Yeah, just a big character. And, the energy he brought to wrestling matches was good fun, and I was always a big fan. Macho Man Randy Savage was another one. I've got loads. I've watched wrestling for so long. I could reel a load off, to be honest.
Cool. Last question. What advice would you give to anyone who's looking to start out wrestling or has just begun?
Right. Start off, listen, don't stay in one place, train hard, do your own thing, take the advice, because everywhere you go everyone wrestles different. Trainers will pick you up on different things, but don't just listen to one guy. Listen to a group of guys, pick moves you're comfortable with, and just be safe in the ring. That's really all I've got to say. But do it, because it's fun. It really is fun.
Cool. Anything else you want to add? Anything you want to plug?
No, I'm cool. Yeah, get down, watch DTB as much as you can. Myself, Burt Bridge, Burt Fabulous even. Jump on it.
Alright then, there we have it. Thanks for watching. I'm Drill.
I'm Dave the Rave.
And I'll catch you down the road.
Cheers guys.